morning, viewers. You are welcome to this devotion this morning. I'm Bishop Ndovu. In our devotion, I will read from Romans chapter 12, and I will particularly read verse 2, which says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Let me just read the scripture again. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Well, viewers, this morning I want to just remind you of the power of an attitude, the power of a good attitude. Now, I want to bring to your attention the fact that it is God that helps us to build our lives and establish us. Now, in the process, we must act, we must yield to that process. Now, you cannot be transformed if you are not yielding to the process of transformation. And we need to cooperate as God helps us, as the Holy Spirit helps us to be transformed in our lives. Now, we need to cooperate. And that's why if you look at verse 2 of Romans chapter 12, it says that do not be conformed to this world. Meaning it is you that must take an action. You need to act to avoid conformity unto the pattern of the world. And then he says, be transformed. Now the process comes in through the mind. And so in talking about the mind and the attitude, I want you to understand that attitude is built up in the things that we have heard, in the things that we think about, in the things that we feel. And so we have what we call the ABCs of an attitude, the ABCs of an attitude. And I'll talk about that, then we'll be done for this morning's devotion. Now, first A on the attitude is the affective. It is what you feel can form an attitude within you. And so sometimes we want to act by the way we feel, and then hence make many mistakes. So the affective can also generate the way people do things. So you find that there's some people who want to act and do certain actions based on their feelings. Now we need to understand the feelings will come and they will go. And so the way you feel now is not the way you feel the other time. And so we need to be stable in terms of decision making and not based on just the way we feel instantly. I mean, when you feel hungry, it doesn't mean that you can go and steal just because you feel hungry. And so the feeling will go, and so the act will be a wrong act. So we need to be stable in the way we dispose ourselves, because that is very, very important. The second B in attitude is the behavior. The behavior actually describes the attitude that one has. The way we act on some things will show our attitude. And so we need to check our behavior in terms of the way we act on certain things. So attitude, there are some people who you can actually tell their attitude by the way they have behaved, towards you, and that is, they've displayed what is inside them, And the third B on the attitude is the cognitive, which is in the mind, and that's where we dwell on as I read that scripture. That we need now to have our minds renewed, because when our minds are renewed, our thinking will change, and therefore our feeling will also change. So in simple terms, attitude is your response or your behavior towards a situation which is affected by what has gone into our minds. There are people that have wrong attitudes because they have just been told wrong things about somebody. And many times, you know, people would want to gauge their behavior by the things that they have heard. You haven't proved, you are not sure of that particular person. And so don't just take an attitude on because of the things that you have heard. We need to be sure of our attitude. Now, we need to have a settled way of thinking. Let's have a firm way of thinking. Let our minds be renewed. Have a broader way of thinking, you know, rather than narrowing our thinking based on the few things that we have heard. So it is the response or the behavior that we have towards somebody or towards a situation that entails our attitude. Now, this morning, what should you do? The scripture says, renew your mind. Now, I want to just conclude it this way. We need to take a deliberate step. Sometimes flash off the wrong things that you have heard and allow your mind to absorb new information. So in other words, have your mind renewed. Certain things that you have in your mind may not actually be correct. We need to relearn. We need to flash them and get on new stuff in our minds. Let's renew our minds. Let's renew our mind. The scripture says, as I close, be ye transformed by the renewing the people you relate to, the things that you do, what has been your affection, you know, what has been on your mind. Now we need to relearn. Let's renew our minds today as we walk through the day in the name of Jesus. And I pray this morning, Father, for the viewers, that, Lord, even as we think of the things that we have heard, things that we have harbored in our hearts, as we relearn, as we rethink, as we renew our minds, as we get transformed, I pray that, Lord, this shall be a greatest thing in somebody's life. They shall have a turning point and have their minds fresh, renewed once again. In Jesus' name, Father, we have prayed. Amen. Have a lovely day this day. God bless you.
Every country has a province. Every province has a town. In every town there is a neighborhood, and that is what makes us a community. Welcome to the Community Zambia, aka the Porter Kid's son, and yes, bringing you the show which looks at representing your neighborhood. Yes, rep your hood. Everybody that is inspirational in the neighborhood. I'm talking about DJ Massage.
There's more you can do with the artist than only people that are in public offices using artists, abusing or exploiting artists.
At Nakambala Market,
I just have a talent like doing that.
Bringing what the customers ask.
You could be that shoemaker. You could be an entertainer.
I was born in Kabobola. I stayed in Apollo, partially grew up from Apollo, Nakambala, Jomona, so Kaonga. I know the places, but this place, man, it has all the memories.
You could be a fashionista, you could be, a DJ. Definitely coming to your neighborhood. You let us know what is happening in your neighborhood and take us around the neighborhood as we get to know different neighborhood and what is going on in those neighborhoods and getting to understand the people that are game changers in that very neighborhood. This show only comes to you on Musanza TV, channel 93.
My hood, my hood, my hood, my hood, my hood.
So aku tulingira tachedwako pang'ono. It's fine.
Why ulijitaa projectiga?
Inganywa mama sina kuzonesha pa bantu pana pafuna mnaona upo.
Tukutandize musongera cyane mukatu.
Ina mlife mwaba yonka na machance combat sina kaija ilepo. Aba bapika chimbombo, aba franya kapenda, aba pika maega. Iwe na kuzia na mzimu wa balando zinaoga simbira ngeralepo.
Naona abantu hapa munimverera jealous.
Jealous na tozi yamangu ino. Ulina chani munga yesoko byanga. Unawati amela ukambira vile mesi vile. Wati ya mafeja kukola kwa mbotoka na mmelo yofia ini. Yoti
jealous na chwa kujya nyama.
Mukipendeze.
Zakuletea. Kwete singati.
Sasa ni good.
Iona yote yote pastor.
Iona kama mchacho. Kanga mmoja mtifenda mbele yako. Mzako penda. Mtenga na ngala mkasiti yangu bali mkayo. Mbona pana kwa jana mtenga na nani baki.
Mtengeni mwana wanu. Iona bakonke mama. Bakonke.
I don't know this girl. You, bakoke wamaiba.
Musantukanene mzee. I'm a man of the word. I understand the Bible. Go ye into the world and multiply and subdue it. Be fruitful.
In a Bible kwamba ndiwe.
I am the offspring of the one who was being taught.
Bible kwamba ni Adam and Eva, not you. How do you went ajikopota mkoko mchimbuzi?
Manando, they trust no one. Hii nyumba hivi mwisunga bwino nyumba.
Oh, zipo.
Maka malata.
Era mwachita bwino ukufoksa iduko. Ima loga. Moze ukufika ngisa. Akachinjira kwa malata.
Dear viewers, wherever you're watching us, this is a Musanza TV on channel 93 Top Star here in Mazapuka district of Southern Province. To host the breakfast show, my name is Ernest Jr. On other side, I've joined with my colleague one Vanson Yomba. Vanson Yomba, good morning.
Good morning, Ernest. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm very glad that you are very happy and you have that humor that is giving me courage. I don't know why. Is it because it's a Friday?
Yeah, you know, being a Friday, you know, we're going towards the weekend.
We are near.
Not toward the weekends.
We are towards.
Yeah,
it's already weekend.
Towards the weekend.
So I wanted to to understand. No, we are near. We are towards, but we are already. This is the weekend.
What's the difference between two things?
It's a question to answer. Because what I know is today is Friday.
I know.
And Friday, you know what happens?
You know what? For you to answer like that, today is Police Day. That's why you are saying that.
Oh yeah. You are right. Yeah, and actually, you see, I put on blue. Yeah, because I want to appreciate what the men and women in uniform are doing. So this is my blue, and I'm going to maintain it for the whole day, so that we appreciate what police are doing. Because just about 3 or 4 days ago, we had also the army also having their day, yes. And today we have the police, and we are also anticipating that women will do something. But of course, there are some people who are saying, no, women should not go out for drinking. So I wonder, but again, that is very good. But you don't know who is who, because women have got their own rights.
Okay, when it comes to today's being a police day, actually, from you to analyze, what do you expect maybe from the general inspector or the president, just to give a brief, maybe just to motivate the police? Any statement or good news?
It's very important. It's very important to tell you, Ernest. It's very important because all we need to understand, when we talk about our police, we're talking about security. Okay, so our police have been there for us, and not in one day that any Zambian can blame police. Maybe you can blame police if you have got a case, and then they come and capture you. But they're coming to the police day. We are talking about something that police men and women in the uniform can refresh their minds. You know, these commemorations is about refreshing your minds, thinking of the background, What are we talking about when we talk about Police Day? We are talking about men and women in the uniform to remember and understand the relation between their service to the community and to the public. You get the point? Yes. Of course, they have been blamed of not doing the right thing in the previous, but even now, police officers are being dented.
What do you mean by previous?
No, it's about the previous regime. Yes, police brutality. We can talk of police brutality, and we can talk of insecurity. So now, when we talk about that, we mean people should have got a relation between the police service and the community. So long are the days when we had the beats. Police used to beat. If they find you and they catch you, you have a crime, you have committed a crime, you'll be beaten, you're taken to the police, you'll be brutalized, tortured. But this time around is a service. So we also congratulate the government, because government has made sure that it becomes a service, so that you and me can negotiate with the police, and you can explain what happened before you are even brutalized, because they are criminals, and criminals are there to be captured. But we have the C5. Now, Police Day means police officers, they should not take it for granted. They should not take it for granted. But I've attended the commemorations different places. But this day is not for police to say after the function they go out and then start brutalizing people to say no, because it is our day. No, like Women's Day, where people are saying no, don't go and drink. See, even police officers will say don't go and drink after your program. Yeah. It's the time now to reflect and think back. Who are we? We are a service, but we need to deliver and make sure that we protect the human beings aspect. You understand? Yes. So it's a good day, and we hope that all the districts in our country, they are going to commemorate it in a good manner, and also we are anticipating that this is a change. Yeah. It's a change. If there is a complaint from any district, so police officers should change their behavior. They need to work accordingly to their mandate.
No, it's like now you're giving actually a statement for your own information, like you're commanding.
No, these are.
Ask the question. What do you expect? Like even one of the inspector general or even the president, just to appreciate about the police. So what do you expect?
Just to appreciate about what the police is doing is, you know, there are departments in the police service. There are departments where goes the VSU, Victim Support Unit. They have worked very well. They have worked very well, and we also want to see the victim support also to explode what they are doing, because believe you me, each and every year, the VSU, they give a report. Yes, and of course, we have heard that they have been on the ground. Yes, they have been on the ground. Yes. Now, we also need to see them and see how they have worked. Okay? This is a day to showcase what they're doing, not about marching and also showcasing their drills. It's the day to showcase what they are doing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can continue, sir. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So VSU, and we also have got the Department of the Intelligence. So intelligence cannot show up what they are doing. But we need to appreciate. It's a police day. We appreciate, and we want to also join you to celebrate your day. Of course, we like for me, I'm in blue. I don't know about it. Oh, there's blue in your yes, somewhere. Okay, so that's about the police. Otherwise, again, there's one thing that I want to echo. In Zambia, we've not recorded any case of any eventuality of police brutal criticism or to the public. So the police are there to protect. So we have seen when there was that cholera issue in Lusaka, government deployed soldiers. Police were mute.
But why?
No, they are good people.
So you mean they are being protected?
They are protected. They are protected. So they are good people, and we need to appreciate what they are doing. Yes.
I think we got a clip concerning the police. Just a clip from actually on our screen.
Why ulijita apologetica? Tukutangize musonjera cyane mukatu.
Ina mlife muava yonka na machance combat sina kaija ilepo. Aba babika chimbombo, aba franga kapenta, aba pika maega. Iwe na kuzia na mzimu wa bala ndo zinaoga sibira ngerani epo.
Naona abantu hapa munimverera jealous.
Jealous na tozi ya mangu ino. Ulina chani munga yesoko kuyanga. Unawati ya mele ukambele video misi video. Watu ya mafeja kukola kwa mbotoka na mele yofia ini.
Zakule tena. Kwete singati.
Na sasa ni good.
Iwe nayo wasi na bote patrol.
Iwe nayo kama
mtengeni mwana wanu I don't know this girl.
Musantukanine mzee. I'm a man of the word. I understand the Bible very well. You understand me? Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 means what go ye into the world and multiply and subdue it. Be fruitful.
In a Bible I
am the offspring of the one who was being told.
Bible Adam and Eva, not you. How do you went as you go put up go mujimbuzi?
They trust no one. Hii nyumba hivi mwisunga bwino nyumba.
Oh, nzipo
maka malata.
Era mwashita bwino ukufutside uko. Ima loga. Moze special gutsa. Akachinjira kwa malata.
Welcome back to our breakfast show this morning. We as we continue with actually our breakfast show this morning.
Yes, Ernest, thank you so much, and welcome our viewers. There's one thing that we need to appreciate the government. Yes, the government has come on board to support the men and women in the uniform. They have been building houses for police. Yes, so maybe we are remaining with maybe if not more than 10, but government has done something as we are regarded as useless. You understand? In previous regimes, but this time around, a police officer will tell you, say, what can you tell me? Do you know where I stay?
Do you think
you see, you understand?
Houses they are being built by the previous regime?
Yes, exactly, but it's government. We are talking about government. So government doesn't change. The government doesn't change. Yes, so government did it for them, and we congratulate whoever spearheaded that. But this time around, most of the police camps are now neat. They're very nice. You see, sometimes you could tell, and unkala kutiwe, ninkala police camp. Unapeza tumanyumba tujatumanga tumatumba. But this time around, go there. Cars are parking. they are enjoying their life. So even the execution of their duties is now very standard, because even where they come from.
We can even see the picture there, the uniform being celebrated.
Yes.
Very awesome.
Police officers are very smart. They are very smart. They're very smart, I can tell you. And this is one of the things that we can also think when we talk about Police Day. And this was a pass out at Lilai, and the president, I remember when he officiated, just to make sure that police officers are happy. And you know, after some years, no president has gone to Lilai and appreciate what police can do. But President Hakainde Hichilema went there and officiated, and police officers were very happy and motivated. So this is one way of motivating. You see, we have security in our country. You can see the armored vehicles behind there. So we are secured. So police officers are there to keep peace also. So the only thing that we don't need to underrate them. They are there to protect us. Of course, there have been issues to say, no, they are corrupt, they are corrupt. They are not corrupt. It's you who is corrupt. When you talk to a police officer, you want favor. But don't look for favor from a police officer.
They are there to maintain the law and law.
Yes, exactly. So don't look for favor from a police officer. And then after a day, you say, no, it's corrupt. No, they are not corrupt. They are not corrupt. They are those who are corrupt. But the law will catch up, and then they are going to be, yes. So that's what we are trying to say. It's a police day. We congratulate and make sure that please let's maintain peace as usual and continue what we are doing every day.
Yeah, sure. All right, as we continue with our breakfast show for this morning, let's go to another story where actually this Zambia Institute of Mass Communication, in partnership with the Worldwide Fund for Nature, together with the Voices for the Climate Action, has impact on capacity. Actually, you are having a workshop here in Mazabuka, for example.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that Mascom is having a workshop in Mazabuka, to be precisely at Benon Lodge. But this is something that is very good. And we are very happy that if Zamcom can also collaborate with the WWF, you get the point. WWF has been working close to some of the organizations, but this time around they say, no, we need to work with the media. But how do we with this initiative? And of course, they are doing it not only in Mazabuka, in 5 districts. Chirundu, we can talk of Kafyue, Itaistage, and Siavonga. So this is something that is very recommendable in the time when we are talking of the climate change, the global warming.
Yeah, because we are thinking like it's like here in Zambia we are not accurate in terms of lighting stories, the news stories. That's why maybe they're coming in.
No, it's not about that. It's about the target. There must be a target. You know, when you want to kill or maybe to strike something, you need to have a target. So if you don't have a target, you cannot do something. So their target is to make sure that their information is being heard to everyone. So where do you go? You go to the media and talk to the media. How do we reach to that village? How do we reach to Manashingwala, Angelika, Naluama, or maybe Nalolo? We need to, but this is about the Kafue Basin, the lower basin. If you didn't know, it's about the lower basin, Kafue Basin. So they are trying to make sure that climate change is being understood, and also to look at the mitigation, yes, the measures. How do we tackle that issue? This issue of deforestation, issues of charcoal burning, issues to do with fish, you see. And people didn't know, if we talk about climate change, also the fish ban is part of climate change, and it's being talked about. Do you know what? When you pollute the waters, and then we are eligible for depletion of the fish in waters. And then Zamcom is coming up with that initiative together with WWF, who came up with also the card.
The workshop by Ben there. Actually, what is that? What else is Zamcom is offering? This are they just teaching around the climate change? What do they accept? What offer do they give in terms of their school?
Okay, that is very important, Ernest. Zamcom is a media institute. Yes, media institute that offers journalism courses
of accurate stories on climate change adaptation and mitigation in Mazabuka district. The two-day training is being held at Benoni Lodge with its focus to shape journalists on critical issues pertaining to climate change. The organizations are working in 5 districts: Siavonga, Chirundu, Kafue, Mazabuka, and Iteshteji, to ensure journalists are empowered on how to report on climate change and be able to impact communities as it affects everyone. This is Vanson Chomba reporting for Musanza TV in Mazabuka.
That was the clip concerning the Zamcom training, which is happening, which is going on by Benoja there. Maybe in conclusion, as we actually go to another session concerning Zamcom.
Yes, exactly. You've seen how journalists are interacting to each other, and how WWF has thought to partner together with Zamcom to make sure that journalists are equipped with the knowledge in issues to do with climate change. So this is very good for Mazabuka, and we want to recommend Zamcom that it's not it must not be the first one, but they should also continue even to other districts. Climate change doesn't only affect Mazabuka, doesn't affect Chirundu, Siavonga, and Kafue, but it's affecting everyone. So this must also be expanded. So we hope that Zamcom should not actually just concentrate on these areas, but also to help other places. We can talk of Gwembe. Gwembe is very hit by the climate change. And you know, when we talk about tree planting is something that is very cardinal, must also be for somebody. You know, it doesn't mean that it's only here, but we need to also concentrate. I was in Pemba 2 weeks ago. I was in Pemba, and you can see how people are cutting trees. Yes, charcoal burning. Something, you see, all these trucks that you see that passes through the road, some of them are coming from Pemba. And when you go deeper in villages, that's when you understand. So people depend on charcoal burning, and that is their business. But how do we end that? It's about advocating. We need to reach to those places. But this is how now Zamcom has come in.
I can feel like now you want to go into preaching now. You feel it. Okay, from the Zamcom issues, let's go to another issue where it's contained. Today in the morning, this spokesperson, the government, actually the Minister of Information and Broadcasting, has a concern with the less numbers of suicide in the country. The statement where it's saying government is worrying where the less number of suicide cases in the country has continued. Why is it suicide? It's like now it's like a drama, like a ball. Like today, tomorrow, yesterday, we have to experience there in your side.
Yes. Ernest, I want to believe you. I want to believe you one thing, because just 3 days ago, I had a program on a TV, and the person I was just interviewing just mentioned something to say. The Minister of Information, she's the spokesperson, government spokesperson. She must come out and explain about all these issues. And one day ago, we hear Chushi Kasanda coming out now with that statement. You get the point? This is a concern for for every Zambian. We cannot be having all these suicides. Okay, you get the point? And they are channels. Government should respond. But who responds? It's the Minister of Information. So Chushi Kasanda has done a very tremendous job to come out in open and explain about this and to say government is concerned. You get the point? When government is concerned, again, this doesn't go for government because they cannot stop suicide. What is now on social media is that every time, every week, we hear of something to say, no, a challenge. If somebody, Bongola, so yes, then they say, no, a challenge. If you say, oh, get up, then they say, a challenge. That's how social media has been misused in Zambia, and we don't want that. You see, Ernest, when you are putting on a black jacket and you say a challenge, then somebody also follows you tomorrow. Then the whole Zambia is contaminated. Then you say it's a challenge. So it's not, the suicide is not a challenge this time around, as people are putting it. It's not a challenge, but we also need, psychiatric issues, deals with doctors. So it's something that we have been omitting. You know, when you have got malaria, you go to the hospital. No, namveramuntu. Sometimes simuntu chat. Simuntu. It's mental. Yes, it's mental. So we need also sometimes to also find out what is happening in my brain. Am I thinking properly? You see? Because when you go there and reach the point of committing suicide, it means you don't think properly. Yes, you have gone in the land of the dead.
Away from that about the suicide, even as you know that she's the spokesperson to the government, Chushi Kasanda. She even said about the government has since released 4.5 billion, actually million, to the law development agent just to quickly start about the process of mending potholes.
That is very good and very commendable, and the government we need to appreciate, and this is what everyone is waiting for, because most of the roads in our country, they are in a deplorable state. So if the minister can come out and pronounce that, this is very good, because is it 4 days ago when government said we are going to patch up. So now the minister now has come out with a statement. So this is official now. So this is good to the new Dawn government. We appreciate, and this is what people have been waiting for. So it's very good. It's very good, and we want all our roads to be repaired, because to talk about the roads here in Southern Province, I think government has done something. Government has done something. It's only from Mazabuka Hospital, General Hospital, to Monze. That's where we still have a challenge. But we also need government to come in, because there are potholes there. So this money will also work on that. Obviously, it will be part of it, and we want government to work on that.
Push for that.
We want government to work on that.
All right. Before we go for a short break, teachers are protesting.
What are they protecting?
They want jobs.
They want jobs. Is it that they hate that doctors are protesting?
Okay.
There will be time. Government, let's give government time, honestly. You see, this is not an issue like to joke. I know to say when you are not working or when you are not employed, it pains. Yeah, but let's give time to government. You see, you cannot dream today because you have been trained, or maybe you have gone to a college or a university, then you dream to say, when I wake up, I want job. Huh? Who's going to employ you?
So those people that went to school, they are now...
No, but who said when you go to school, then you'll be employed just there and then? There's a procedure.
Very interesting. That was Mr. Vanson Jomba, just to analyze about what is happening around across the country. I've seen you are very happy because today is police day.
I'm in blue. I'm supporting the police.
All right. Next year, we're going to have one of the directors of Red Cross, Mr. Kingsley Mianda, just to help us to actually to analyze and then just explain what is the Red Cross in large. We'll come back. We're going to have Mr. Kingsley Mianda, director of Red Cross. Let's go for a short break. Just a minute now.
Hi friends and relatives. Are you looking for a vibrant college in Zambia? You can always come to Musanza Travel and Tourism Institute and start with us for the next intake and get a job thereafter within or abroad Zambia. See you soon.
Musanza Travel and Tourism Institute is now enrolling students for January, March, June and September intake in the following professional programs: Advanced Diploma in Tourism and Hospitality Management, ICM UK, Diploma in Travel and Tourism TVETA, Advanced Diploma in Business Studies ICM UK, Diploma in Business Administration TVETA, Advanced Diploma in Journalism and Media Studies ICM UK, and more professional courses on offer. Apply online on www.wtti.edu.zm. Buy an application form at 100 kwacha only. Come in person to Kenneth Kaunda House, Premier Hotel, 2nd floor, Cairo Road in Lusaka. Send your results on WhatsApp to 0977 603389 or call 0966 603 389. Send us an email to wtticollege@gmail.com.
Take advantage of a 50% scholarship by registering with us.
Certain jobs require strength. Other jobs require patience. And while others just need mere persuasion. Join me, the Job Ranger, as I hunt for jobs and show you some of the toughest jobs and simplest jobs people do for a living in Zambia or Africa at large.
And I already feel dehydrated. Now, these people have to do it every single day, doing what I'm doing right now.
The Job Ranger, only on Musanza TV.
Thank you so much and welcome back. This is Musanza Morning Breakfast Show, and you are following us on Facebook and also on our YouTube page, that is Musanza TV Zambia, and we appreciate your comments and also to everywhere you are following us. Thank you so much. And we continue with our breakfast show. Now, this time around, I'm not alone in the studio. I'm having one of the president, Mazabuka branch from the Red Cross Society. Obviously, when we talk about Red Cross Society, like we think of people in the like pitch, carrying somebody or maybe lifting somebody, and then we see something that is ready behind a white jacket or a white coat. But this time around we are going to understand more about the Red Cross. Mr. Mianda, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chomba. How are you, sir? Good morning, viewers.
Very fine, thank you so much, and definitely apologies to our viewers. We are going to mix languages. We'll be also using Tonga, Nyanja, any language you can put in, but what we are talking about is the Red Cross. Now, we are talking about Red Cross in Mazabuka. He is the president. Is Kingsley Mianda in the studio. Now, just a preamble. Who is Kingsley Mianda?
Wow. Kingsley Mianda is a media personnel. That's what people know. Kingsley Mianda is a businessman. I did Bachelor in Business Administration in Entrepreneurship and Innovation. That sets me well in the business. So I'm a business person. I've been in media for quite some time, and people know me to be a media or a journalist. But by profession, I'm not a journalist. I'm a businessman. I was born a year back in 1977. It was in August 12. That's when I was born. I did my primary school at the village in Mbia Primary School in Mwanachingwala's area. I did my junior secondary school by then here in Mazabuka at St. Columbus. And I went to Mazabuka School for continuing education. That's where I completed my grade 12. That time we were calling it Masco High School.
Not when they were saying at Ukont.
Ukont.
That was your time?
That was our time.
Okay.
Yes.
You've perceived, because it was regarded as something that is not making sense to some people's minds.
Yes. If you go on the ground those days, it was more or less like a useless school, nothing it can produce, as if it was not recognized, but it was a government school. It was a government institution. It produced people. Here we are.
Very glad, and very glad. I'm very happy to also to have an interview with you today on TV. Now, having said that, there's something that people need to understand. When we talk about Red Cross, what is Red Cross?
Whenever you talk about Red Cross, first which should come into your mind, it's a humanitarian part of it. Because Red Cross is an international humanitarian network which was founded year back in 1863 by a certain man called Henry Dunant. He was living in Switzerland. This is the person who founded Red Cross. Here in Zambia, when we trickle it down to Zambia, Red Cross was established by the Act of the Parliament, Kappa 307, where we put the president, the sitting president, at any given time to be the patron of this society.
At any given time?
At any given time.
Even up to now?
Even now, the current president is our patron.
Of the Red Cross?
Is a patron of Red Cross.
Very good department.
Yes. So that's all about Red Cross.
Okay. Now, thank you so much. Having said that, Mr. Mianda, now there are people who anticipate to join Red Cross. Actually, myself, I've been one of them, trying to find out where can I find Red Cross. And here in Mazabuka, you are the president. But how? What are the qualifications? How can one join Red Cross? And how can people benefit in relation to joining the association?
That's an interesting question. There are no qualifications, in short, for one to join Red Cross, as long as you are a human being. As I've put it on my preamble to say, it is an international society. It is an international humanitarian movement. It means even when you are not a Zambian, you qualify to join the Red Cross. Red Cross is there, to save people. The main objective is to make sure that we come to the aid of the people at any given time in terms of disasters, in terms of war, in terms of bad situations. So every Zambian, every human being is actually qualifying to join this movement. And we are saying now we are busy in Mazabuka recruiting, making sure that we bring people, many people on board. Because some time back, even now, we are not in certain parts of the district. You find that there are areas where we have no representation. So we want to make sure that all those areas have our members.
Why is this Red Cross thing not being held? Because you have just told us that the president is the patron. Whoever president comes in government is the patron, and you are saying you are not in some parts. What is happening? Is this thing not working?
It is working. Very, very. Actually, there we are on the ground. It is working. Red Cross is everywhere in the country. Red Cross is here in Mazabuka. Red Cross is in Monze. We have branches in Monze. We have branches in Choma, Livingstone. Everywhere we are there. So when we come back to our area of jurisdiction in Mazabuka, it is true that one can say doesn't know about Red Cross, because at one point I think, a long journey always has some hiccups. There are times you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. That's how the long journeys are. When we talk of Red Cross, we are looking at, I just mentioned to say it was discovered in 18, not 19. Now we are in 20s. This is a very long journey that we are in. At one point we were covering the whole district. We were there, we went down, and again we are reviving all our branches, all our vows. There are areas that we have no representatives, like in Lubombo, Neganega, and the other flying areas, in peripherals, I can say, in Chief Shanjarika. We have just entered Chief Mwana Chingwala. We have a lot of vows. These are voluntary aid units. We have a lot of them. And now you'll be able to see us, because we have started with a lot of projects that we are doing at the district level. And the other thing that I want to mention, Mr. Chomba, is that Red Cross, we do not follow the political boundaries. Neither do we follow the geographical boundaries or the traditional boundaries, as we have our own boundaries. Like here now in Mazabuka, we are saying we have a nearby district, Chikankata. They don't have a branch in Chikankata. So it means Mazabuka branch, we go beyond our boundaries, the boundaries of the district. So we run Chikankata as Mazabuka district. So we have a very huge task.
That was my next point. You have a very huge task. Now, my next question, but what benefit can one get to join Red Cross? What benefit?
Interesting.
Quite all right, you have talked of Mwana Chingwala, and you are not in Angelica, not in Naluama, but you want to also expand into also Chikangara district. But what benefits can one get from that?
The benefits, first, when we recruit members, those who become our volunteers, we need to give them the training, so that they understand the humanitarian part of it. There's an aspect of the first aid. Anything that happens, you need to know how you can, protect yourself. How can you protect your friend? How can you protect your neighbor? Those are some of the benefits that we need to understand. If you have the first aid training, then it means you are qualifying, to do anything. I can give an example of the road accidents that are happening now. You find that a lot of people are dying on our route, Mazabuka Lusaka Road. Why is it that? It is because people, they lose a lot of blood during those incidences. The only way we can save the lives, we need to know the first aid, because it takes time for a person who was involved in a road accident to reach the hospital. So for them to be saved, they need someone to attend to them. So we need these drivers to join Red Cross, to be trained so that they get the first aid information. They need that knowledge for them, to help on the way. We need to train these people who are giving licenses, the RATSA, first aid. It should be a priority to them. It should be a priority to us, because
you also talk to RATSA.
Yes, and actually the next training that we are having in April, we'll train RATSA, we'll train police officers, more especially those that are under traffic department. We'll train the fuel attendant. We'll train also the school driving, driving schools, the owners. They will be also in that training, so that the concept of the first aid, the benefit of this humanitarian, they should also get it. So we are not restricted to our members only. We go beyond that.
Your position is very critical, Mr. Mianda. Your position is very critical, and we are looking forward to see changes. But this time around, we want to understand, what do you do in Mazabuka? Because your office always has been dormant. And if you are coming out on media like this, it shows that there's something. But your office has been dormant. What are you doing in Mazabuka?
Yeah, you can say so, but otherwise our office has been very active, because we got this into this office last year. And we are yet to clock A. We have just moved some months, ahead of us. And now, as we are talking, Mr. Chomba, we have a lot of activities on the ground. I can start maybe way back 2021, when we had a COVID-19 sensitizations that was done by Red Cross to make sure that people follow the 5 golden rules: masking up, social distance, make sure that you wash your hands, seek for a medical attention whenever those symptoms shows up. All those, Red Cross carried the banner. We helped the Ministry of Health. We were working hand in hand to make sure that the word is gone. And last year again, toward the rain season, we needed to prepare our people, because we are aware that here in Mazabuka, some years back, we were hit hard on cholera disease. So we sensitized people on cholera issues. We also did the vaccination. I'm sure you heard about it. It was in October last year. Then we said, no, we cannot sit back as Red Cross. The war is still there. COVID-19 is there. What are we going to do? What are we doing? Now the goalpost has changed. We are no longer talking, even if we need to adhere to the 5 golden rules. But now the issue is on vaccination. We need to tell people, we need to sensitize people so that they get the vaccine. So this is what we are doing now. We have about 50 volunteers that we've offloaded in this community to go around the district sensitizing people on the vaccines.
What are some of the challenges you are facing since you took office?
There are a lot of challenges. As I alluded to on my preamble to say, a long journey always has the ups and downs. When we started recruiting people, opening the vows, some people, they thought maybe Red Cross is recruiting people who will be working full-time. People came in big numbers, wanting to be employed by Red Cross, wanting to be even, recommended by Red Cross to be employed by other organizations. So we had all those people who had no real, information of what Red Cross is doing on the ground. And when they discovered to say, no, we are there voluntarily to help the people of Mazabuka, our neighbors, our friends, our family members, and they started coming out. So we needed, we had a heavy task to make sure that we convince them to come back so that we work together toward this one common goal.
Your last remarks, Mr. Mianda.
Wow. I thought I still have a lot of issues to share with the community. Anyway, my last remarks is that, people in the district, Mazabuka district, welcome our members. Whenever you see them in green t-shirts, because Red Cross were using red shirts with this emblem.
Because people fear of being like a blood taking they fear. How are your people being recognized? Because it's very difficult again. We fear. And
for us, for us in Red Cross, we don't force. This emblem, I wanted to talk about it a bit. Just give me a minute about it. This.
Show it to the screen. Show it to the screen.
Yes, this Red Cross emblem. Whenever you see this, know that this person has no weapon. This is the meaning of this. The only thing that we carry is a shield. This is a shield to protect us, even during the time of conflict, when there's war. This is, a sign to show that we are there to help people during the hard times. When it comes to the issues of blood donations that you talked about, as we request people to say, let us help the vulnerable people who are in the hospital, who doesn't have blood. So when people come, they donate. That blood won't be sold even when it is taken to the hospital, or be donated. So as we are non-profit making organization, that's why sometimes, we are known for different things. We are non-partisan. Even when the two camps are fighting, as we help both, we don't side with one side. Like, if the police is fighting with the community, then we are helping the police. No. If the communities or if this political party is fighting with the other, we are not helping any, but we just concentrate on those casualties. That is our mandate. So now, we are busy recruiting. I'm calling upon all the people of Mazabuka to come on board. Let us get trained. The first training will be done this year in April. And you can find us, you can call me on 0979 393039. Those are my contacts, so that we discuss at length. I know the time. 0979 393039. I know the time is not with us, but in a nutshell, that's what I can give to the people who are listening to us this morning.
Let me thank you for coming to the morning breakfast show.
Twalumbaga pati bajomba, twalumbaga pati nomuntu eberela, litumeza hulu, mwasirozi lubulera kuli, aluberekere amoho, sichabasa Yesu. Let us work together. Twalumba.
Twarumbu. Kaya mwambeni haji jihobo inja. So ndime ndambi jihobo zango twarumbu. All right, thank you so much. That was Mr. Kingsley Nyanda. He's the branch president, Mazabuka Red Cross Society, and he was just trying to explain everything about the Red Cross in Mazabuka, and you have heard for yourself that we need to be part and parcel of the Red Cross Society in Mazabuka to help the human life. It is very important. We go for a break, we'll come back.
Musanza TV, now broadcasting 24 hours every day nationwide. To advertise, call 0955 774299 or 0777 517742 or email musanzatv@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Musanza TV. Musanza TV, viewers first.
Musanza Television, the first ever television station in southern province of Zambia. As a television station registered by the Independent Broadcasting Authority in July 2020, we are poised to propagate agriculture, environment, and developmental issues, among others. Musanza Television, viewers first.
That was actually a wonderful breakfast show for this Friday morning. So, Vanson, I like the way you interviewed Mr. Kingsley, the president of Red Cross. It was awesome.
No, I like your smile. I like your smile. it's very, very nice. I like it.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for that.
Okay. As we actually are coming to an end of our breakfast show this morning, okay, let's just conclude about what we've actually from talking about earlier on, like we talk about Zamcom, the suicide thing, and everything.
We talked about the minister of the government spokesperson coming out and now to explain that government is concerned about the suicide cases that have been happening in our country, and also trying to come up with the money that government has released. You understand? Exactly. And we talked about Zamcom also training media personnel from different media houses in southern province. To be specific, Siavonga, Chirundo, Kafue, Mazaboka, and also we touched part of it stage. So which is a very recommendable thing. They are working together with the WWF, Worldwide Fund, which is very good to mitigate climate change. We talked about that. And then we also talked about Red Cross Society in general. But to be specific, it was about Mazabuka. And people, we talked to Kingsley Mianda, who is the branch president here in Mazabuka, and he emphasized that people needs to be open and they need to receive the officers in the field with wholeheartedly, because Red Cross is a humanitarian thing, because we need to work with them. You see, these accidents that are happening, NS, to tell you the truth, the number is increasing, so we need people to have knowledge. Most of the people die because they don't know what to do. How can you help somebody? But we need to have the knowledge, and Red Cross is there to give us the trainings. So we need to join the Red Cross. That's what he mentioned. So we talked a number of issues.
Thank you. Actually, that was the numbers of issues we have for you for this morning. Actually, breakfast show at Musanza TV here in Mazabuka district, southern province of Zambia. Today I had one of my colleagues, Van Sojum, but to host the breakfast show I was NST Ovara Jr. Stay tuned as we actually are continuing with our services, actually our programs at Musanza TV. Good morning.